Welcome to the complete collection of Derrick Rose's greatest stories, told by NBA players and legends. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you are new, and hit that notification button so you never miss an episode within the series. Without further ado,
I played with a lot of great players. Derrick Rose during that time was probably the most talented player I ever played with.
Obviously gonna become an MVP, but not working hard.
I think the only word that he really cares about is winning.
Like some of your favorite players I done seen when D Rose was MVP here, D Rose and D Rose was D Rose. I done seen people catch the Rose here.
Yeah. Derrick is a dude that, got a great work ethic, very humble.
How humble he is about the game.
Such a good, humble kid.
He's a humble guy.
And they had a young D Rose before the MVP role, the season before.
Why can't I be the MVP of the league? Why can't I be the best player in the league? I don't see why. Why can't I do that?
It was the qualities that I had.
How did MJ impact you growing up in Chicago?
Growing up in Chicago, I had a chance to go over MJ crib when I was in high school. Like I said, Chicago basketball is culture, so they hold weight. So I got invited to his house sophomore. I wake up that morning, they pick me up, we head out there, and I just remember getting to the gate, and you see the 23 on the gate open, and we're driving in, and you see this impeccable landscape, and you keep driving through the driveway, and we saw a speed sign that blew me away. Like, wow, you got a speed sign in the driveway. So we get to the house, and it's like a palace, it's like a complex, and you see like 5 or 6 vehicles out there. So we get out the car, and I remember the main entrance to our left, we were going like to the right. So when we got out the car, we passed 5 of the 6 vehicles that we saw when we were pulling in. They were 6 vehicles. GT blew me away. We get to the entrance, and the whole time I'm thinking like, man, I'm not gonna see MJ. He's gonna be somewhere else in the house. He's just gonna let us playing the gym and all that. The door is where the gym was. They were in that booth. Like that whole time, I watched them every second while I was there. I watched them the entire time. Watched them be dad. Watched them take out garbage. Like things I never thought I'd be able to see, but I got that opportunity. So I remember that them taking me back home, and I'm in my room, and I got the TV off, and I'm looking at the paint on my wall, because like a couple months prior to that, I tried to paint my room with blue paint, and the paint job was terrible. So I'm looking at the paint like, man, what am I doing here? And I remember like having that jinx feeling that I had prior to me actually beating Mike when I was younger. I used to always feel like I was going to get jinxed because I was winning a lot. So ninth grade, after I met them, after I went to the crib, went away. Fuck that. I'm gonna get that lifestyle. My mom gonna live decent. Whatever I gotta do, I gotta do it. And I promised myself that night that I was gonna be on a mission. And me seeing that, with MJ giving me the opportunity, it made me, let me manifest my dream.
He's in trouble. As soon as he laid his back down, just turned Kwame around. I'm not sure Kwame was sure which side he went by.
colleague, Missy Isaacson, actually got Michael on the phone a couple hours ago, and he had this to say about you. I'm very happy for him. The Bulls deserve an all-star. He is a very special player. He will represent Chicago well. Congratulations to him and the Bulls. Hearing that from him, what does that make you feel like?
I wish I could have recorded that conversation. I wish I could have recorded it. But when you say that, that's crazy right there.
Young guys do not earn your praise easily. But there was clearly a respect on the court while you were going after him and he was going after you from that first game. And last year too, something happened, something impressed you about him. What was it?
Well, I mean, I can tell when a player truly wants to do better. When a player truly wants to do better. I respect that. That's the qualities that I have. And that being said, I mean, I've seen improvement in this game from last year to this year. You know, the long range ball now, you can stop behind the pick and shoot. You can pull up off the dribble and shoot. When you get into the rim, obviously, there's no question. So seeing that improvement shows me that he's putting the time into the gym. And I certainly respect that.
Favorite point guard battle?
D Rose.
D Rose, the God. 2 point guards.
His rookie year. Go is that nigga 7 games?
A future All-Star impossible MVP was his first playoff game ever, and that was against the Boston Celtics.
I believe I was actually having like a house gathering with some friends. Everybody just sort of stopped what we were doing.
He is out of this world. First game of the playoffs? That's what they're talking.
It's a very special place to play. A lot of history, there was a defending chance. What he did that night was just show that I'm here to stay. Nobody can stop me. People really underestimate having hope. And that's what Derrick represented for us as his teammates and for the city.
One lead for the Bulls. There is Rose towards Brad Miller. As if to say, where were you? Was realizing he does. And hits it. How about the Bulls with an 8-point lead here in the dark?
Can you compare a primetime D Rose to anyone you've ever either played against or seen? Can you compare him to anybody?
No, nobody.
See, I was about to say you can't.
Nobody fucking 7 games here when he was out there. He put me in trouble. You on your heels the whole game. Ain't no one person in front of him. You got a whole scout for him for sure. So that's how you
pack the paint.
And he's still getting there and jumping over everybody.
He's still gonna get in there, but then he can hit that little one dribble pull up too. He's hitting that too. He's hitting threes when he's rolling like he wasn't.
He's too explosive.
Miller's got 14. Miller's got 10. Oh my goodness! You can't foul there.
Were you aware that you tied Abdul-Jabbar's first playoff game in his debut? He had 36 points. You had 36 points and assists. Were you aware of that record?
No, ma'am, but I'm happy I'm there.
You didn't win the championship. You lost in the first round. The people still come up to me in Chicago and talk to me about that series.
That year, my brother was playing the opposite team. Derrick used to going crazy. But nobody anticipated the Bulls being going to have a chance. So after the game, I was even talking to my brother, and he just told me he real. He's like, nah, he's real.
He was a show one man fast break. Everyone.
Could have been another team.
Yeah.
Also, it could have been another team.
Yeah, it sounded like
it wasn't just Miami that this could have worked for.
Miami was the only, I don't know I don't know, but I know at the time when we were trying to make a decision of what city we wanted to play in or what we wanted to be, like we had to keep our options open too. These other Chicago was on the top of both of our lists. So it was pretty much Chicago, Miami was on the top. So Chicago at the time they had to offer. They had 2 max contracts and they had a young D Rose before the MVP role the season before.
There's so much talk in 2010 about LeBron and Wade coming to Chicago. Did you envision it then? Think about you guys playing together at that point.
Yeah, a little bit.
They had Lou Aldane, they had Noah, they had, so they had all these pieces. So I'm like, In the city, in Chicago, in one of the biggest markets. But then it was like, me, you, and D Rose. That's a lot. It's one ball. We all need it.
Yeah.
That may be too much.
Where this afternoon, two championship contenders.
There's Jesse Jackson at the game enjoying the festivities at the United Center. Saw a lot of that guy. Derrick Rose. Bulls start the second half strong. There's D Rose, hand in his face. Go sit down. Then it's D Rose's turn once again. The crazy crossover. And that's just ridiculous. Seriously. Sickening what he does to the defense. So in the fourth, Derrick Rose trying to take over as the battle of MVP candidates heated up. There's Wade answering with the three. Bulls still out by 2. Rose, anything you can do, I can do better. Watch what I do to Mario Chalmers. You like that? No, sir. His big night, not enough. With no LeBron, Bulls send the Heat to a season-high time, 3rd straight loss, with their 8th straight win at the United Center, their longest home streak since 05.
They won 2 championships right after that.
Were you thinking at all what it would be like? Did you ever in your mind say, I could imagine running with Dwayne Wade and LeBron James?
Oh yeah, I tried too. Like people always said I didn't recruit. I tried to recruit. I put out a video, but it wasn't for me to say that. I felt like the organization was supposed to say that, and they didn't.
And this past week admitted that he in fact did text LeBron James in the offseason. And here's what he said in the text.
Just text him, just let him know that I wouldn't mind playing with him. And all the rumors that I didn't want to play with him, they was false. Text back said they didn't believe it or whatever. I just told him I just wanted to win. That's the biggest thing, was just winning things. And that was it.
What did you do?
I put out a video for him, Chris Bosh, and LeBron.
And the organization didn't send it?
I mean, they for me to say that, but yeah, they didn't say anything about it. They sent it. I don't know if they really actually looked at it or played the video, but I made a video. But at the time, it wasn't for me to say that.
You mean a video of you talking to him?
Yes,
come play with me.
Yes.
Come to Chicago.
Yes.
It's high. The way I look at it, tell myself, why not? Why can't I be the MVP of the league? Why can't I be the best player in the league? I don't see why can't I do that?
I seen what was happening in Detroit, and it was kind of breaking up that team, and I was like, all right, you know what, Rip, maybe it's your time to go, right? So like you start thinking, you start looking at all the different teams and saying, what is the best fit, right? I knew Chicago at the time needed a 2-guard, right?
Bad.
And I felt like, all right, you know what, I can be the missing piece to get them over the hump, because for Chicago at the time, they would always meet up against the Miami Heat with LeBron and D Wade.
Welcome to the American Airlines Arena, sold out as it has been all season, as late arriving as they may be. Still every seat sold to see some of the big stars in the NBA as the Bulls and Heat meet head to head. Nobody considered them a title contender. People now say maybe they can. Big reason, Derrick Rose has been great this year.
Well, look at the fact that he's in the top 10, not only in scoring, but in assists. And then he's improved his field goal, 3-point shooting, and at the foul line. With the clock going down, Mike, there is no one better that you want having the ball because of his incredible quickness.
Rose fakes a 3, takes a better 2.
See LeBron explode and get that board.
Rose scored as James was there waiting for him. Rose, see if he fouls him. There he goes. But there's a problem.
He's 5 for 10 at halftime, and he has 5 assists. We're seeing him at his best because he's not forcing a thing.
I admire his passion. How humble he is about the game. And, I think the only word that he really cares about is winning. And for him to be as young as he is, to have a franchise on his back and to be able to carry it, in his home city, I think he's great. Not only for the city of Chicago, he's great for the NBA. He's great for all kids that look up to him as well. He's an unbelievable talent, and I'm looking forward to joining him on the Olympic team.
And the second round will be the key in the East.
For the Heat, there's that uncanny ability of Rose.
For Chicago.
Rose is back in. Rose, what speed? Rolls it in. Bulls by 4. Rose got another one. 27 points for the MVP candidate Derrick Rose on the road in Miami. And the Chicago Bulls have swept the Heat 3 games this year.
Now you guys have the season sweep on Miami. What kind of statement does that make about where the Chicago Bulls team is, where your place is in the league?
We just think that we can contend with any team in the league. As long as we play hard, play with an edge, I think that we should be fine.
One theory is slow down Derrick Rose, you beat the Bulls. Is it that simple?
Yeah, you have an idea how to do that?
He's MVP.
And we always say about our athletes that, hey, if you're going to talk the talk, walk the walk. And in 2010, 2011, Derrick Rose walked the walk.
You hear the MVP chants. Why not?
MVP season just hardest that I was playing.
Getting a chance to play with Derrick Rose a year after coming off his MVP season. You guys are in the playoffs. Mistake me if I'm wrong. Game in hand. Tibbs keeps him in. He gets hurt and never comes back the same.
Bro, I played with a lot of great players. Derrick Rose during that time was probably the most talented player I ever played with.
Yeah.
I mean,
at 23 too. Think about that. Just starting.
At 23, man, this dude was ridiculous. And I seen what he was doing in practice, night in and night out, and he had a great work ethic. And Derrick was that type of guy. So playing against the 76ers during that time, and a lot of people say, hey, why was Derrick in the game? And I would ask the question too.
I remember those playoffs starting, and I believed in my soul and my heart that nobody could fuck with us. Pretty good feeling to feel that way. And nobody was going to do it or take this from us. It was our chance to win the championship. And Derrick was ready. We were ready for him. Then game 1, we were so ready. I remember coming down. I think I made a jump hop to a pass.
When that happens, I'm like, oh snap. I'm like, bro, get up. Get up.
I remember passing the ball and feeling like my ACL tear out a little bit. It didn't tear all the way, it tore a little bit. So when I went down on the floor, after I threw the pass, I went down on the floor. Right when I laid down and put my hands over my head, I felt it tear a toe, like it totally tore. My leg just started shaking. I didn't know what was going on. I remember walking to the back to get the X-ray, of course, didn't do anything. They needed an MRI. And I remember going to the MRI after getting out the MRI machine. They told me that I was tore and just breaking down. I couldn't believe it. When Derrick went down, I was like, he's gonna be out for a couple games. Alright. I remember where I was sitting when I got the news that he was
When he doesn't get up and he's walking off, man, it crushed me. Not because of my own individual, me coming there and wanting to win the championship, but just knowing Derrick is a good kid. Derrick is a dude that, got a great work ethic, very humble. And this guy right here, man, best point guard in the game. Couldn't nobody mess with D Rose during that time, So to see him going down, I just felt like our chances of winning the championship is very rare to none.
There may be no highlight or video clip that former players want to see less than the one you just saw right there of Derrick Rose, first game of the playoffs, blowing out his left knee, torn ACL. Reggie, when you saw that happen, when you watched something like that, what's hitting you in the gut?
So when he went down and the camera focused on his face, right then and there, because he's never really had a major injury throughout his whole career, AAU, high school, college, whatever. You could see on his face that it was something serious.
Guys are coming back in every sport from ACL, so there's no doubt he's going to be okay in terms of his recovery. But how much of the explosion will he lose, and how
much up here?
How much up here is really going to... He does that move how many times a game? 20, 30?
To be able to make that move and just explode. It's mental, but it's about having the confidence. Okay, my knee.
I think for him, the big question is now, do you change your approach to the game? Do you change your game? I mean, is he going to become more of a facilitator? Can he? Can he think the game? Can he play the game? You don't think about those moves, Chuck. I think for him, how do you land? And do you go full speed? Now, that's going to be the big difference, I think, for Derrick Rose.
I'm not wearing that man's sneakers. I gotta play against him, you know what I mean? It's like, it's not nothing against D-Rose, you know what I mean? I love what he does. It won't be on my foot. I can't wait to play D-Rose. I can't wait.
Finds Rose. Rose trying to get open, fires away. Bang! It's over! The Bulls win at the buzzer!
And he jumps in midair. You catch him. He's just got the stale face. That's my Derrick Rose.
Words at the time couldn't describe that feeling. The thought process was, man, we overcame. Man. You know what I mean? You overcame, we overcame, and it's paid off. It showed at that moment. We just thought it was nothing but great from there.
That was a crazy year. And that was a really, really big shot. And I really felt like this was a chance for us to go to the finals.
I was supposed to get the ball in the corner. I said, forget it. I ran towards the ball. They gave me an opportunity to get the shot off. And I just gotta thank my teammates, man. They give me so much energy. They give me so much confidence, man. They give me the ball when I need it. And they live with me. They live with my mistakes. I'm fortunate, very fortunate.
Congratulations on the win. Mike, back here.
14 of his 30 points placed up here in the fourth quarter. The native son of Chicago gives the Bulls a thrilling and exhilarating win.
Again, headed in a good direction. So many people should have written him off and talked poorly about him. His heart had changed in some ways too, about how people perceived him. As an organization, we were kind of in a iffy spot. We knew we had some decisions to make going forward.
Derrick, you'll be 29 with this contract. What do you think of playing for a team other than the Bulls?
I don't think so. Unless they trade me. Unless they trade me. I'm hoping to finish my career here. We'll have to see.
Just all. It's no hard feelings. Like, nothing, no drugs or anything to work out. No hard feelings at all. I understand it's a business. And trying to do what's best for the team, I guess. And I don't think I would be wrong for using that as motivation. I don't know why I was traded, but I would like to tell him thank you. For real.
Well, I think they have to be happy, mainly because he's been solid. He's played between 30 and 32 minutes in the 4 games, averaging 16 points on 16 shots, 45% shooting. Okay, the rebounding solid for a point guard, but the assist, 2.5, he is not in the top 40. That has got to change.
Rose fakes, drives, gets inside once again. Pass gets it to Rose. Rose drives underneath, layup. Oh, beautiful play from Rose. Rose jump shot.
He's feeling everything.
Around it into Chase. Rose inside the Noah and the layup. And Rose with his 10th assist of the game. Rose drives, layup, banks it in, and a foul on a beautiful move from Derrick Rose.
One thing we do know about Mr. Rose is he's a fighter. For these first couple games, he didn't play single digits the last 2 games in a row. He's not going to quit. He's not going to break them. And it's early in the season. This is going into the playoffs to be a problem, but still plenty of basketball left. They'll be fine. New coach, new system. Noah coming off the bench. 4 team out there. They're adjusting, but Derrick Rose will be fine.
I'm God's gift. So if I just go out there and play, so you'll be able to easily see that the best advantage is massive success. And that's the mindset I have right now.
amazing story in terms of what he's been through. It's great for obviously him. Comeback story where all the opportunity, believe in yourself, and we obviously knew what he was capable of and the level that he was at before the injuries. And I know people that have been around him from then that have talked about how hard he works, and obviously you don't become an MVP by not working hard, but that has carried him through the roller coaster ride he's been on.
Just understanding how hard he worked to get back. We see him in here, seeing him back on the court, just playing basketball, where we all know Derrick Rose to do. That was great.
Now, I don't really like to do hypotheticals, but the trajectory you saw him on at 23, barring injury, where would he rank amongst the greats if we were, 15 years, 16 years in, and D. Rose was just able to play through with no injury?
I don't think, Rose got to his potential. I don't. That's why I was about to say. To me, I agree with you when you say it's hard to say who. But in that same breath, to me, I gotta kind of slant towards D. Rose because first of all, he's youngest MVP ever. But number two, he got to where he got without even, we don't even know if he reached his full potential. No, he didn't reach his full potential. I think he had so much excitement. People gotta understand what this kid did. And then you go win Rookie of the Year. And you, literally, he lived out every Chicago kid's dream. And he maxed it, though. Only thing he didn't do was get a chip. But he maxed it. He was the MVP of the league, but the youngest ever. He the toast of the town. It don't matter what happened. They can't never take that man. But you can never Chicago. It ain't nothing nobody could do about it. He did what he did, and can't nobody change. Can't no injury change it, can't nothing change it.
Where does he rank in his story? Because to me, he was a generational talent as well, but probably one of the most special.
At his position?
Yeah.
In my opinion, Derrick Rose is definitely top 10, easily. Could be top 5. Man, this dude, I'm telling you, I mean, there's a lot of great players in our game right now. When you're talking about the point guard's position, Russell Westbrook.
Steph, CP,
Kyrie.
Yep.
Listen, none of them dudes wanted no smoke with Derrick Rose and Derrick Rose.
Exactly.
I'm telling you right now, none of them dudes wanted no smoke with D. Rose during that time. Trust and believe.
I hate when people run away from competition. I hate when people don't want to play against or don't match up. I done seen in the league people been scared of each other. I done seen people fake injuries. Some of your favorite players I done seen when D. Rose was MVP year, D. Rose, and D. Rose was D. Rose. I done seen people catch the Rose field. People think that's fake. We used to joke about it. Cause me and D. Rose sit right here, and we'll go out there. I used to start, and I knew when somebody was kind of shaking over themselves, I knew my role.
Didn't you tell him earlier this year that you grew up watching his mixtapes? Did that happen on court? I think you told me a story like that.
Yeah, this was when he was with Detroit still. I got caught on a switch with him, and he went to his kind of in and out pull up or whatever, and I got to stop. I blocked it partially. Yeah, we secured the ball, went the other way, and there was a dead ball, a free throw. We were at the line. And he came up to me and he was like, "Man, Duncan, you must have been watching all my game film. You know my moves." And I just kind of laughed. I was like, "Man, I've been watching your game film and your highlights well before this year, man. I grew up watching that." And he just had this moment. He was like, "Man, that's crazy, man." And he said to me, he's like, "I'm a huge fan of your game." And I was like, "Damn, that's crazy." I was like, "No. I'm a fan of your game." And there was just kind of this little moment, the game within the game of that's crazy. Derrick Rose, former youngest MVP ever, all the accolades. It was definitely kind of that aha moment for me. I've had a bunch of them in my career, but it was definitely one of them.
Our community, we don't care how many times Derrick get hurt. Like, that's a part of life. That's a part of being a basketball player. And we never saw a downside. We never thought about the slope.
But as a Bulls fan, what did you think of kind of the rise and fall, like what happened with Derrick, and seeing how high he went and then how low things got?
I mean, Derrick had no lows. He didn't, because he still maintained. Derrick is a legend, no matter what.
We always wanted him to come back. That was the most important thing, is Derrick coming back. We're his family, and we just love every time he came back.
Are there any Simeon players in the great lineage and history you look up to, role models?
Oh, Derrick Rose. I look up to that man so much.
Me being that 6th grade kid, eager to be in the gym with Derrick and be around greatness. Just those little memories is what helped me be the person I am and helped my hoop dreams and inspired me to go to Simeon and to be like him. That's my hero.
And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you once again to Manscaped for sponsoring this video. Be sure to check out the link in the description and use code NickSmithNBA for 20% off. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you are new, and hit that notification button to stay up to date with all the new episodes within the series. It's been your boy Nick Smith. I am out. Peace.